Well, let me talk about the syllabus real quickly. Here's the syllabus, and the syllabus is for Chemistry 1B, Spring 2021 at DeAnza. So, generally speaking, this is the second quarter of a three-quarter general chemistry series. This is for STEM majors and pre-professional, like pre-med and pre-pharmacy, and other STEM majors like general science, chemistry. When general science, I mean like biology, chemistry, and physics and engineering. So if you are a liberal arts major, this may not be the best course for you. I'm just telling you to see it places you in the right spot. So, and generally we're talking about gas laws, kinetic molecular theory, uh, reversal reactions, kinetics, thermodynamics, and equilibrium. Here are the student learning outcomes. Here is the contact information. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. Here are the class times. Class times will be via Zoom. Here's the Zoom link. Also, I should say that this is an asynchronous class, so class times are not mandatory. So class times are going to be more of a discussion section. And we're going to go over problems and talk about things. And you're going to tell me if you have any issues. I'm going to talk about that. So the lectures, everything's already in Canvas, and the lab. Well, you have a lab kit as well. Canvas and Connect. We'll talk about that later. Office hours are immediately following class, and this is going to be via email. So I will be sitting at my computer, and you will get an immediate answer, unless it's a long email that requires lots of points. If you're going to ask me how to solve a problem, I'm not going to be able to be. Don't forget, I'm not a computer. I'm a human being, so it's going to take me a little bit of time if you ask me some real detailed questions. But if it's just a simple question answer, I'll be right there for you. And so I'm going to communicate. I'll send two emails while I do announcements in Canvas twice a week. So the first one's going to be about due dates. The other one is just kind of an uplifting message. Usually on Monday for the due dates, and then Thursday for the uplifting message. You have to get so other things. I should talk about this still. And email turnaround, 1 business day, maybe quicker. Usually quicker because I'm pretty on the spot. And one thing to note though is I'm in Hawaii, so keep the time change in mind. So I have a 3 hour time difference. I'm 3 hours earlier than you. So if you write me at 6 a.m., that's 3 a.m. my time. You may not hear back from me till like sometimes late morning for my time. So keep that in mind as far as the delay if it's early in the morning. If you email later in the night, I'll probably be up. So if you write me at midnight, it'll be 9 o'clock for me. Although I might be going to bed around 9 o'clock because I'm old now. Right, I'm in my 40s, so I think sometimes I'm getting old. What can I say? That and with the pandemic, I've been going to bed, getting up with the sun. But and it'll be maybe a little longer over weekend or holiday. It just depends on what I'm doing. It also depends on the type of email you send me. If it's a really detailed email, it's going to take longer for me. If it's just a real quick question, I could just like respond on my phone. Even if I'm like on the beach or something like that, I can still respond to you. But if it's a long, detailed question about many homeworks, that might take a little bit more time. So it just depends. But I'm usually pretty fast, just so you know. Prerequisites, Chem 1A is a prerequisite. Recommended to have the proper English skills to take this class. And this class is fully online. We'll have a one face-to-face session. And we're going to do messages via announcements, and you can also message you through Canvas and or email. Testing, so Connect, that's the software. It's connected to the McGraw-Hill chemistry book. So that's where all the assessments are going to be, is on Connect. All the homework, at least for the lecture part of it. We also have the hands-on labs, but the Connect has homework and tests, and there's a testing service called Proctorio. I'm just using the free version that comes with Connect, so it's just a little bit more added security for you. But generally speaking, the assessments, the tests and midterms and final, these are all open note, open book. So I'm expecting you guys to have that in front of you. So here's a textbook, Silverberg, 9th edition. And I already mentioned Connect. The bookstore, there's a couple options. You can get $90 or $45 options for Connect. And you can get the ebook there. And the bookstore, they tell me that they get the textbook for $115. They didn't tell me what the markup is, so I'm just kind of passing on the information to you. You can get a previous edition if you want to have a hard copy, or you can have an e-copy. It's whatever works best for you, and however you like it. Some people like to have the actual physical textbook that can touch and feel the pages, for instance. You'll need a calculator. It's scientific calculator is usually the best. So you can use your cell phone if you want. Just make sure it has the proper functions. And I can tell you, using a cell phone to do calculations is much harder. I prefer a calculator, but I mean it's up to you. I understand some of you guys are hurting for cash and you like using your cell phones, and I mean they do work. Just be careful with them and how you like really practice using them, because that is so frustrating to have a wrong answer because of a calculator issue, especially with a free app on a cell phone. So, and this is more for the hands-on lab part. So the hands-on lab, 2 weeks into the course, I have to do what's called the census. That's basically saying who's in the course and who's not. And after the census is complete, then the bookstore is going to send you out the hands-on lab chemistry kit. And it depends on where you're at when you get the course. So get the kit. So and I'm open to work with you. I mean, if you're international and the kit just can't come to you, then that's so we can work something out. So I mean, hopefully you've seen my other videos. And in general, I'm happy to work with you and work stuff out. I'm expecting things to be kind of weird, and I just we'll figure things out. But with the hands-on lab chemistry kit, HOLM and chemistry kit, the reports are PDFs, and those are ways. At this point here, any apps to convert photos to PDF files. That's how you turn the labs in. So turn them in, and also some pictures. And the pictures in the hands-on lab. This is just to verify that you're actually doing the experiments, and I mean, I want you to make it fun. Looking at some of the other folks, they want to the chemistry department. They want to have your faces. You can show me your face if you want. I don't have to see your face if you don't want to. That's fine. Put something cool. Put some stuffed animals. I had a student, but like she had this like spider in what is that in the like a paperweight that had a spider. It was in all of her pictures that she sent me. So that was interesting. You can send your pets too. It's always cool to see pets. I mean, of course, be careful with the pets. I mean, one of the things I'm asking for is a well plate, and that can be dangerous. Or you can just send me a picture of your pet. That's fine too. But be careful with the chemicals, because some of the chemicals are pretty strong with the hands-on lab chemistry kit. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that the Department of Labor is cool with sending this out to you guys. Or it's our DOT. I guess it's the Department of Transportation. They're the ones that deal with this stuff. So just be careful with the kits. They've got some crazy chemicals in it. So, but we'll talk more about the chemistry kits and other sections. So here's the instructions for photos of PDF files. So they're right there. So what do I have to do to get an A in this class? So here are your expectations. You're expected to do the online homework and the tests by the due date, and also lab simulations and lab kit experiments by the due date. So let's look at the different grades. So the homework, this includes, basically anything that's not mentioned here. I also put the kind of discussions. I have the meet and greet that's in the homework, but all the stuff at the end of the chapter, that's the homework, and that's 30% of your grade. There are 6 quizzes. I'm going to drop the lowest score. This is 20% of the grade there. And there are 4 hands-on labs, but I'm going to give you credit for the registration and induction. So that's a little bit of free points for you guys there. I know you guys you're stressed already, so that's That's my early gift to you, so you're welcome. But each lab is 4%, and then the registration reduction is 2%. And I also want you to do that. So, and that's that's a little bit of easy points there. But I also want you to do it and do a good job. And also, if you have any issues, you can work with me on all of that. There's 4 simulated labs as well. This is on Connect. So that's the same homework and grading part. There's each lab 2.5% of the course grade. So one of the labs, though, talking about easy points, one of the labs is the intro lab, and I mean, that's just to orient you to using the simulated labs. I don't know if you use simulated labs for their class. It can be kind of weird and kind of a pain, to be honest with you, and you have to get used to using them. So that's why I'm giving you the extra points there for the intro to orient you, because I want you to do well. So that's one thing, is I want you to do well, and I don't want to lose you as a student and lose your attention, because I realize there's so much stuff going on in your lives and whatnot. And the midterm, the final. Everything else is open and available. I mean, the hands-on labs, of course, is shipped to you 2 weeks after the course starts, so that's a little bit of time there. But all the homework and quizzes, they're deployed already. So, but the midterm and the final, they're available for a week, and you have to do them in that week time frame. So, and here's the grade scale right there. So that's the total points to get those various grades. And here are the due dates. So start off the meet and greet introduction. And I do want you to do this, and this course is asynchronous. It's online, and I know the department chair and I were talking about the future of work, future of education. I think that the online education is here to stay. I think online work is here to stay. I think the pandemic has irreversibly changed the way that we're going to do work in the United States and to what it means going forward. And here you are in school, and one of the points of going to school is to develop what are called soft skills. And I want you to make people want to work with you. So when you meet someone online, interact with someone online, it's just like face-to-face, and there's certain skill sets involved with that. And it's important to sell yourself, and sell yourself in a specific way that people want to work with you. Hopefully I've sold myself. I don't know, maybe I'm doing a terrible job, and you're like, get me out of this course. Hopefully that's not how you feel. And if you've stayed, then I got you. You're mine now for the next 3 months. So, no, I'm glad to have you, and hopefully this is a beautiful relationship. And I have some intro stuff on Canvas and Connect. That deals with the. I mean, it's mostly with Connect, how to work on that. That's in the modules and in Canvas and Connect. More on Connect. April 11th, this is responses to meet and greet. And again, this is to prepare you for other jobs. And use proper etiquette. And it's like etiquette, but on the internet. So respond to people. And again, think of terms of you're selling yourself. Think of terms of, I want these people to want to work with me. Okay, and you can see now I break this into kind of chunks. So then 2 weeks later, after the start of the course, Chapter 5 is due. Chapter 5 is on gas laws. And I have all this stuff also in the modules, which I'll explain in another video. So the Chapter 5 quiz and stuff is due. Then April 30th, you have the Chapter 12 stuff due. And then moving on to May 7th, this is when I want you to have the hands-on lab. So this is going to be 4 weeks into the course. So hopefully by then, everyone has gotten lab kits who are possible to have lab kits, and hopefully you've opened them and are able to go online and register them and whatnot. Then May 14th, we have our homework. Everything's due for Chapter 16. And also I have a virtual lab, the iodine clock lab, and Boyle's Law. So Boyle's Law, that's a pretty easy one. That's easy to do at home. Use the books and whatnot to putting the piston down and see the pressure volume change. So then the Wednesday, May 19th, have your midterm due. And so midterm, this is the first three chapters, 5, 12, and 16. So this is the middle of the term, right smack in the middle. And then you have a week for that to do that. That's open there. Then the following Friday, well, not following, I guess the next Friday, May 19th is a Wednesday. So then the May 21st, that Friday, that's when the Beers Law Lab is due. So then moving on, then the May 28th, Chapter 17 is due on equilibrium. And then the following week, we have the reaction order and rate law. So that's the next one that's due. And then Chapter 18 on June 11th. Also, the vinegar concentration virtual lab. So we have that virtual lab as well. And then June 18th, everything else is due on June 18th, Chapter 20, and the equilibrium Le Chatelier's principal lab. So, and it may get a little more, I try to spread this out as evenly as I could. It's just part of the issue is the hands-on lab kit coming in time. So you get a little more hands-on lab heavy at the end of the semester. Quarter. I'm used to teaching semesters, end of the quarter. And something else to note that I unfortunately the reaction order rate law happens after the midterm. That's the reason why I put the iodine clock virtual lab before the midterm, so at least you can have some of that. And that's unfortunate that we are not going to be able to have the labs right before the midterms, but it's still going to be in the final, so it's not like it's wasted on you. So you still have that stuff that you can use for the final. And then the final is comprehensive to the quarter. It's all the chapters. And I have information on all the tests and the modules. So if you want to know what's on each test and like how many different types of questions and that kind of thing, I have them all there in Canvas. So you click on the module and it'll tell you. So you can expect, so you know what to expect when you do that. And you get immediate feedback, at least in terms of scores. After the assessment is due, then you can get the question level feedback. No credit for late assignments, but I say this, but I don't really mean it. We can work stuff out. I mean, this is a college, and like, you know, people have issues, so things happen, and when they happen, you know, come talk to me and we can sort things out. I mean, and especially now in the time of COVID, I've had students that have gotten COVID, and I mean, they can, I mean, wonderful students, but while they're having COVID, they're worthless. They're just so tired. And luckily, I haven't had any students that had any long-term effects. I hope it stays that way. But when the students get COVID, they're out for a week, sometimes even 3 weeks. It can be brutal. And I hope you don't get COVID. And but I'm just saying that is a very good possibility that some of you students will unfortunately contract COVID at this time. So does that mean that you should fail because you missed the test? No, of course not. We'll work around that. The thing I can't change though is the end date of the semester, quarter. I almost said semester again. Quarter. The end date of the quarter. End date of the class is fixed. Everything else we can do that. I do need to make sure there are people on the waiting list, so be sure to sign up for Connect and write an introduction so that I know that you will actually participate in the class. So academic honesty. So here are some things. I have more stuff on Canvas on that. If you have any questions on academic dishonesty or academic honesty, then please feel free to contact me. So here is a disability statement that comes from DeAnza College. So if you are a student with disability that needs accommodations, this is the DeAnza whatever policy on that. So here's a diversity statement that I've put on there. Also, safe zone. I personally am a safe zone advocate, although this is through the state of Hawaii. So I told you I'm in Hawaii, and it's unclear exactly how this transfers to California. But the main point is a safe zone advocate. An advocate will speak for you if you want. So there's two levels, at least in Hawaii. There's an ally and an advocate. Um, and advocate is a higher level of training because you will. It's not that much more training. It's more that the advocate can speak for you if you want. So if you have, in general, though, if you have any issue, especially dealing with LGBTQIA, and you want me to speak for you, I will. So as much as I can. But and it's kind of weird with this being an advocate because I am also a mandatory reporter for Title IX. That means that for Title IX situations, things like sex or gender-based discrimination, harassment, or assault, I am required by law to report that. So, and I am not a confidential resource. I am what's called a responsible person. So the government thinks I'm a responsible person. What does that mean? That means if you tell me something that fits into these Title IX situations, I am required to report it. Which, if you want to talk to someone and about this, though, you can ask me for the for a confidential resource. But I've also put the contact here for Pat Hyland, and this is a good person to reach out to if you want a confidential source. And then syllabus disclaimer: I can amend this syllabus if there's anything that happens. Hopefully nothing will happen. I'm unlikely to get COVID. If you're wondering, I'm fully vaccinated, but I mean, stuff happens. Stuff happens every single term. So, and as of yet, I haven't had to change any dates. But I mean, you never know. Let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to the class, and feel free to come back to this video to review things. Thank you for